what is compound assignment operator, we gonna look into that part. 1 second. Let me create a class. Okay, so what are the compound statement? If you have seen in Java, sometime we write equal standalone, right? But sometime you might have seen such type of statement also, plus and equal, minus and equal, two statement at a time, or together, divide and equal. Have you seen such type of statement, modulus and equal, hand in hand, along with each other? Just like I write x equal to, sorry, int x equal to 10. This is assignment operator, right? Single
Right.
assignment operator. But operator, okay. But what if I write, let's say in very next line, x equal plus equal to 5? Then what is the meaning of this line? This is a compound assignment operator for me. Two things I'm writing together. So meaning to write this, if I explain it, this means is x equal to x plus 5. This is a meaning of this line. Shorthand to writing x equal to x plus 5.
Okay.
Right? So sometimes we write in a compound operator way, or compound way, this type of things. Did you get this point? So
I get
same
it.
thing applicable for this also. If I write x minus equal to let's say 5 again, or 3, whatever, then what it mean? X equal to x minus 3. All right, now I'll write the next statement and you have to tell me what is the exact line. I write x divide equal to 7. What should be the line for this?
So it should be x equal to x divided by 7.
Right. So this is the shorthand to write such type of things, and this concept is called compound assignment operator. Okay, now one tricky thing comes here with respect to the casting as well. For the compound statement, I would like to introduce that part. So other day we have write this thing. Let me write one more time. Byte b1 equal to, let's say, 10, then comma b2 equal to 8, and comma b3 equal, b3 we wanted to see the output, oh 10 20, let's say 20, not 8, anything. And what if I try to write b3 equal to b1 plus b2? It started complaining to me. Earlier we have seen this example yesterday, this example yesterday or day before yesterday. So what I have done to resolve it, I said that those are by default integer. We have to convert these values, are even if byte, those are by default integer. What we need to do, we have to explicitly cast those values. So what we have done, we write like this. the other example. If day 1 or day 2, let me pull in that. Where was that? B1, B2, B3. When I this one, see here, I explained this on day 3, right? What I
Yes.
say, integer, integer, the same thing I have write on that particular day. And I said this is related to the typecasting, and I will introduce later on why it is so. Because we write it, it is by default treated as int only, so that's why it says okay, I cannot convert int into the byte, so we are explicitly writing it byte because the value is 10, and now we are going from the bigger container to the smaller container. Got the point? That's why I have to do explicit casting over here.
Yes. Because
You
even though
get the
we
point?
declare it as byte, but Java is finding it as int value.
Int. Right. By default, that will consider int only. Then it is
Yeah.
saying you want to. Why are you assigning int to byte? If you want to do this, go ahead, but you have to do the explicit typecasting. So that thing I reintroduce you after the typecasting one more time. That example and one more tricky example over here, which no one will tell you and neither you will see anywhere else. So that is related to the compound statement. The beauty of compound statement is like if we write a compound statement like this, b1 plus equal b2, then if we assign it to the b3, then what I'm writing over here now, let me break it up. This line, whatever I have write, what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is b3 equal to b1 plus equal b2. What is the meaning
Yes.
of this? b1 equal to
B1.
b1 plus b2, right?
Right.
And that gets assigned to the b3. So same line I have written over here, b1 plus b2 and b3, but it did not give me any error right now. It did not say me that do that casting for me. Why are you doing this? While earlier I have to cast it, but whenever we do something like this with respect to the compound statement, implicitly it will do it for us in the byte itself. I don't have to
Oh,
do it
okay.
into the int. So this is a really tricky part for compound statement. Sometimes few people get confused. I write in this way, it did not, it started complaining me, but as soon as I write in this way, why it is working fine? It has to be casted to the byte explicitly because the value anyhow are int only, and I'm adding b1 plus b2, then I have to cast it. But no, this compound statement internally takes care for us with respect to the type conversion or typecasting into the byte. So internally typecasting happens for us. However, you won't fall into such kind of things, but you must be aware about such type of things that implicitly cast back to byte for us. We don't have to do it by our own. So that's what the library writer has done it. Sometimes we get confused, but that's how it works. All right, did you get the point?
I get the point. If we
Right,
mention it by using the compound operator, then Java will internally do the conversion for us. We do not have to mention.
right. We don't have to do it by our own, right? So that's how
Yes,
Java do it for us, and we will do it by ourselves also. Then it won't complain, but that is how they have written it. Now, why they have do it? I don't see any logic behind that. What was the intention to do such type of things? But that's how they have done it. Now let's spend some time around the increment decrement related operations. Those also are little bit tricky sometimes. So we gonna discuss those things. Okay, let me close few programs. Okay. So I was telling about increment and decrement related program. So many time you have seen those compound plus plus and minus minus related things. So let us see the program around that, and then we gonna understand what's going on behind the scene. All right. So let me write int x equal to 10. What if I write x plus plus? What is the meaning of this line?
11.
Yeah, if I do it sys and I print the x, and run it, it becomes the 11, right? But what if, let me comment it out, plus plus x, then what happens?
21.
I commented out the other line, again commented out. What should be an output of this? I mean, line number 11 has been commented out, it is not into the picture right now.
Okay, so we'll do plus plus means we're adding one, right? It is incrementing by one.
Right,
So over here, plus plus means we're adding one to x. It's still 11.
still 11. So what is the difference? See, I run it and it's still 11. So what is the difference between writing like plus plus x and x plus plus? Now I would like to know that particular part.
Nothing.
So now understand the concept behind this. Now let me comment it out and write one more time all these things, and then some magic will happen.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let me write x equal to 5. Okay, what if I write y equal to plus plus x? Then what's gonna happen? Sorry, let me write int and int. What is the meaning of line number 17?
Line number 17 is saying, okay, we have y variable that is being initialized by 5, which is by x, which is 5, but 5 is getting incremented by 1. So this is 6.
Y
Y
becomes
is
6.
equal to 6. Yeah.
Okay, and how it internally works, let me tell you, because it has lot of other things comes in later on. Let me draw a diagram for this here. Okay, so whenever we write such type of line x equal to 5, I draw a diagram for this. This is x and this is 5. When I write this line y equal to plus plus x, so plus plus x means whenever you see plus plus as a prefix, then what it say, increment the value into the x plus. So what it will do, it will do x equal to x plus 1. So now your x become 5 to 6, right? So what will happen, it would wash out and 6 will come over here in x. Then this 6 would get assigned to y from here to here. Did
Right.
you understand the steps behind this? If steps are clear, then lot of questions becomes around this. Those would be automatically clear to you.
Okay, so x equals to x,
Hmm.
right?
x equal plus x means, I write one more time, plus x means go ahead and increment first into the x. All right. What increment? Increment by 1 and then do anything else. Then we are assigning the value to. So this is a two step process. When I am
Okay.
writing int y equal to plus x, what is happening behind the scene? Step 1, increment x by 1, and step 2,
Then assign.
right, assign current value or incremented value, whatever, right? Current value of x to y, right?
Right.
Now comes the other way around. That is magical part. If we write again same thing, int x equal to 5, and very next line I write int y equal to x plus, then what will happen? It says, see carefully, step 1, assign current x value to y, and second step it says increment x by 1.
Hmm. So this time it reverses.
Right. If post fix plus comes, then it will assign straight away to the other container. So now what has happened? I have x equal to 5 here, right? In
Right.
first step, this 5 will come here and it become 5, and then increment happens. It will wash out and it becomes 6. So in very first statement, after y equal to plus x, if we try to print the y, it will give us output 6, while this statement will give us output 5.
Okay.
Did you notice the differences? Because we assign first over the in this case. Or should I re-explain this?
No, I see it. So if we put the incremental sign after the variable, right? In this
Hmm.
case, it is going to do the assignment first. If we put it
Right.
before it, then it is not. It is going to do the increment. Then it is going to
Then assign.
then assign. It's kind of like the do while loop and the other loop. Which one is it? And the loop.
Right.
Right.
Okay. It means you have the basic understanding of loop and other thing as well. So it would be easier for me, right? So plus x means increment. If you see digit for increment first, plus increment, then assign. If variable name, then plus, then assign, then increment. In that way, remember, right?
Yes. All right.
So something like this. If I try to write the out now, let's judge our whatever the concept we learned by this, by seeing the output, whether our understanding is correct or not. So what should be an output of this line? You tell me now.
Okay.
Line number,
So this is the one where we're going to do the assignment later, right? So first
right?
is going to be y. So this is going to be 6.
Right, output would be 6. That's perfect. Here it is. Now I change it little bit. I do it, then
So first is going to um, do the increment first, right?
hmm,
So in this case also 6.
uh come again, y it is 6. We are printing y, not x. See, first it will assign the things. It will assign whatever it have into the x to y. So what x has initially,
5.
right? I can
Right.
draw a quick diagram here. One second here only. What's we are going? One second. Okay. Mhm. drawing tool creating some problem here. Okay, let me change the color. It works or not. Okay, let's create there. It is creating in ID some problem. Let us draw a diagram here one more time. I write this. Okay,
Okay.
now let's draw a diagram. Okay, this is my container X and 5, and this is my container Y. Now I write X plus plus Y equal to, what is going to happen in step 1?
Step one is going to add one first.
No, we
No.
have write plus plus as a postfix, not prefix. If
Okay.
plus plus come after X, then later on we have to increment. If plus plus come before X, then incremental will happen first.
Oh, okay. Okay. So in
So
this
step
case, step
Mhm.
one is not adding; it is first initializing,
Right, it is first assigning to Y,
assigning.
X value
Okay.
to the Y, right? So what it will do, 5 would get assigned to Y. So it will become 5.
5.
Then X would be incremented by 1. So 5 will erase and 6 happen.
Okay.
And we are printing this value, SOP this. So what would be an output,
5.
right? While earlier it was 6 here, the output was 6 here. But if I run it, it should be 5 for us. Did you get the point or get confused completely?
No, not completely. So the main thing we have to understand over here is, where is the incremental sign? Is it before or is it after? Right?
Hmm,
If it is before, then first it is going to be assigned, right?
hmm. Before then, if the incremental sign is before, then increment first, then assign. I'm writing it for you.
Yeah, that will be easier, I guess.
Then I'm writing this. Assign first, then increment. Do you see the difference? Increment this plus plus first. Increment this is after, the plus plus comes after.
Okay.
Right? Do you notice if I say you something like this? Let's say I tell you, how about this statement? Now let me, just to understand the concept correctly, let's say I write x plus plus, then plus and plus plus x.
Hmm?
What will happen?
Okay. The first, the assist is going to be printed as, um, first one is going to be printed as 6, and
See, output would be single only. There is no double output at line number
I know. So
22.
6 plus 5, it
Okay.
should be 11.
6 plus 5 equal to 11, but it comes 12. Why so? See, x plus plus. So there is no assignment happens to any other variable right now. Earlier
No.
we were assigning it to the y,
All
but
right.
when there is a single container only, imagine you have only single bowl or single container, you cannot keep here and there, you have to retain everything there only. So 5 becomes 6 over here. If you pour in one container to other, then those rules become complex, like we have when we introduce y. But when there is only single container, then with respect to this statement, 5 will become 6 because it cannot pour in those particular 6 value anywhere else. It has to be into the x only, right? So if I
Right.
write this statement there, here drawing tool somehow not working. If write I this statement and x equal to 5 only, now try to understand, we have x only. If we take this particular line into the consideration, so x was 5 earlier. Now whether or not it is not going to assign anywhere else, it has to be assigned to x only, x plus 1, right? It is not going anywhere else, so this line will be from 5 to 6 because it is inside 6 only. Or
Yes.
so what has happened, 6, 1 second. Now okay, three operations, let me write here so that we can understand it easily. X plus plus, then plus, and then plus plus x. Here I'm writing x was 5, so first statement step 1 I'm writing for both. Okay, state 1 is assign it to x, so it becomes 5. I'll write both steps over here. And this step, what it will do, increment first, so 5 becomes, and the 5 was here, x equal to 5, so this become 6, 5 to 6. Now in this step second, x would be incremented by 1, so this 5 would become 6, and this 6 is assigned to x only, so x is here only, so 6 will remain 6 only. And then the plus operation will happen, so 6 plus 6 will be 12 over here.
Okay, so basically over here we have only one variable, so we
Mhm,
cannot, we don't have two variables that is being assigned or nothing. So
mhm,
first we're saying x plus plus, that is x increment by 1, that is 6. Now
mhm,
forget the plus sign. We have on
mhm.
the right side we have increment sign and then x. Still it is going to do the increment, and then it is going to add it to the value which is 5, so that is 6. 6 plus 6 in between, in the between is a plus sign, that is 12.
Right, 12. So first, even if we assign in first statement here 5 only, let's say 5 only, but in second step it will come to the 6, right? So it will be become 6 because we have single variable only. So later on in second step it will become 6, while this one, this x will in first step itself become 6,
Yeah.
right? So this one step step 1, step 2, first step it is 5 only and it has become 6, but 6 assigned to the x only, so it is in second step it will be 6 only. So it is something like this. If I write both steps for both, it was first step 1 and it was 6, this is plus. In second step this 5 becomes 6, this is again plus, but it will assign to x only, so it is again 6 itself. It is not going to increment now, it has already been incremented, and output now comes 12. Confused?
No.
Okay, so this is how it works. These are the complex thing, I mean the normal way, those things are necessary to understand, plus plus x or x plus plus, or you can google around this and try to understand yourself. If you come across any issue, I can explain you that particular things. Keep those concept into the mind, otherwise a lot of, I mean, only these things has to be clear, what happens first and what happens later on, then all those things become easier for us, right?
Okay.
All right, I know this is little bit complex, but uh, generally these kind of things comes into the examination, SCJP and something like that, Oracle Certified Programmer exam. Otherwise, at max, the single time only you will see such type of things. So those should be clear. Or normal development time, we do it, or even we don't do such type of thing. Lot of people write x plus x equal to x plus 5 or x equal to x plus 6 and so on. They will not
Okay.
like writing like this and make their life in trouble, right? Nobody would like to write in this way. He has to think about this what he has written, right?
All right. So like you said yesterday, normally they take the int,
Hmm,
right? Instead of doing
right.
like other the complex ones, the data type, they will just do the int and make it
Right.
simpler.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants to do in the comfort zone only. When it comes to the programming, if something is easy to understand, then they program in easy to understand way only. Don't make these are good for the examination, but not for the real world programming. Nobody
Right.
does it. Right? Nobody is interested. Why they would like to play around with such type of things? Okay.
Okay.
So just give me 1 minute break. I will resume our class after that. I
You
would
go
like
ahead,
to bring,
please.
yeah, one water bottle.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Hussein, I come back.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay.
shall we proceed?
Please.
Okay. All right. Now let's discuss the relational and logical operator. Okay. Now again, let's try to understand this. So Java provide basically six. Under this, I'll discuss the relational operator, also called comparison operators. So relational or also called comparison. So these are total 6 type of comparison possible in Java. So what are those? Let's discuss those first. So first is, you might have heard those or have done it, equal equal. Have you ever heard it? Comparison. And all these operators are, we say normally we say binary operator and return boolean value only. All relational and comparison operator, first thing to remember, return boolean value only. So if I write double double, or in other words x equal to y, then it
It is
is
equal
called,
to
yes, equal to operator we also say. And if the values are equal, let's side by side do one program as well quickly. So relational operator demo main, and int x equal to, let's say, 5, and int y equal to 6. If I write so x equal to 5, sorry, x equal to y, what should be an output? what what line number 9 will print for me?
5.
No 5, as I said, this will only return boolean.
Oh, okay. So it is going to be a false.
Absolutely right. See, comparison relational operator will always return you boolean, never
Boolean.
ever any value. If both are 5, then
And true.
true, right? This is a first type which is called equal to, right? I write
Okay.
here also. Now comes the second part. Second, not equal to, same thing. If I write one more time, this line, but not, I write not equal to, that means what it gonna return according to you?
False.
False or true?
It's not
What did
equal
you
to,
say?
but I said false.
False,
Right?
right? It should be
Yes.
false. Why? Because 5 is not equal to 5, right? So
Yeah.
that is why it's correct. If I write somewhere 6 and comment out the other one, not too confused about the output, then it is true. Yes, 5 is not equal to 6. That is true statement, that both digits are no equal, not have a equality. That is why it is true, because
Right.
we want them to not to be equal, and that is happening actually. That's why it becomes true. Okay, what if the greater than related third? Where is the sign? Okay, so same thing. If I write x is greater than y, what should be an output?
False.
Right? False. Let me comment this out. What if this?
X is not greater than or equal to y. That is also
Hmm,
true.
x is greater than equal to y? True?
No, that is false.
False, right? X has
Yes.
not become
No, no. X is 5, so it is less than 6.
neither equal or nor greater than. So false. You have to, I mean, small thing, but you have to pay a little bit attention here, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What is an output? Less than,
X is less than y. Yes, true.
right? And what about less than equal to,
That is also true.
right? So these were 6. Equal to, not equal to, greater than equal to, less than, and less than equal to. Not a rocket science, small relational operator which one must know. Okay, now let's move on to the other concepts. Let's say these are little bit tricky one. Okay, relational operator. Let's discuss here only. Sorry, relational, not logical operator. Operator. Feeling sleepy in the morning?
I wake up normally or early morning because for the morning prayer it's
Mhm.
around like 5:30, 5 o'clock, so I wake up early.
Okay. So I wake up daily for 4 o'clock morning.
Five, let's say around 5 o'clock.
Okay. No, no, I was saying I wake up
Oh,
every
you
day
wake up?
4 o'clock.
Why so early? Why you wake up so early?
So, see, normally in student in US, they available in morning time most of the time, right? In my morning
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So earlier I used to take class 5 a.m. morning, and
Mm.
I mean, since childhood I have a habit to wake up early. So I
Okay.
wake up.
That is very
I
early.
Right, right. That is too early. Okay. All right. So let's discuss the logical operator now. So again, logical operators are. Uh, Let me write first. Not and and or we see it logical not. I write not. Then we say it logical and we say it logical or. And this one is the trickiest among all. Where is the sign? Let me find out on my system. XOR sign, where it is? Okay, I find it finally. Okay, this is logical XOR. Okay, so we gonna discuss about these.
Exhaust.
Yes, XOR. We will discuss all these four examples. All right. So let's say so this one is logical note related to the usage. If I talk, then we will see the example also. So it just like not X. We will see the example also in a while, short while. And this is like two variables X and Y. And this is like here X or Y, and this is X and XOR Y. Now let us see the example first, and what is the result of this. By example itself, we will try to understand all these things. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say I write. Let's comment out the above line for now. I write int x equal to 5. Okay, this is supposed to be commented out. What if I write, okay, help me out to understand the output. If I write x is greater than 0, I'm writing couple of statement, and x is less than 10. If I write this, what is the meaning of this line?
I think the result will be false. X is less than, okay, 5. 5 is less than 0. That is true, right? And then we're saying and X is, which is 5. 5 is less than 10. That is also true. So,
Right?
yeah, so we have true, true, true.
Right? So you must
Right.
have read it earlier. It means true, and first statement is true, and then second statement is true,
True,
and it would eventually become true
true.
with respect to
Yes.
the logical operator. So pretty much simple, right? And
Yes.
same comes the here also. Now this related to the logical or. So logical or says either one person or the other person. One of them is telling truth, then I would consider it as a, they are telling truth, not both, right?
Right.
So say for an example, I write this with respect to the, let's say I make only one statement correct. X is, if I make X is greater than 0, this is false, correct?
This
And
is
I
correct.
write pipe operator over here, right? But what has happened? True, this is false, and pipe, and this is true. Then what would be an output? If
True,
any one of the statement is true, then eventually the statement would turn out to be true, right?
true. Yes.
So we can play around with this, but with and if any one of them is false, then it would become a false. So say for an example, if I would have written over here less than, then what has happened? It has become false, so output would have become false,
False. Yeah.
right? So
Right.
here it says check both values, both sides. If all of them are correct, then only I'll allow. Second statement says if one of you are good, I'm good. So first output would be false and second output would be true. So this is false, this is true, right? Not a
Right.
big deal. And
No.
where is not comes into the picture? If I turn out a reverse side of the output, whatever output we have, let's say the line number 26 have as an output true, right?
Right.
I want to turn it to the false, so here comes the note, first one which I explained first, note one, logical note. So put a entire bracket among these statement, entire statement, and put note over here. So it is something like this. I put a bracket here and put a note here. So turn it reverse way. Whatever output comes, if true comes supposed to come, make it false. If false supposed to come, make it true. Then we use the note related thing. Did you get the point? Line number
Yeah.
26.
Yeah. This is like where um what is it? Explicitly saying even if the result is true, make it false. Even if the
Right.
result is false, make it true.
Right. So sometime it is required. So that's why we have to know that this is also a operator and we want to turn it down or turn it other way around, right? Say in a
Yes.
different way, reverse way. So that will be like it will give you an output.